with 70 to 80% overcost for your tenant after 25 years, which means of course, as I think Richard was saying this morning, if you're in the center of Aberdeen or in the center of Paris, this is not going to make a lot of differences because people will always want to be there. Now, if you're in the suburbs, in a deprived area, or in a place where there's economic crisis, you're pretty sure that if there's vacancy in the housing sector, it will go to your house, not to your neighbors, because your neighbors will have built, all they have built in the past 25 years is low energy construction. Or the refurbishment that it would have done, a good part of it might be low energy or at least well insulated. So you're going to be losing attractiveness, and that's a major point because real estate companies only look at that. And then if you look at out of £100 that the tenant, or 100 euros, that the tenant is gonna pay, even though he's not going to pay the same once again, but in a low energy construction building, so that would be a new building, but there would be a low energy retrofit. You see the part that goes to the rent, it's much higher than if you don't do anything. So the idea is, no matter what people pay, if they pay 100 euros, I, as a housing company, want to get the most of it. And so we've come to adapt the basic hypothesis for internal rentability calculation. And that's really important because financial direction then agrees to invest in energy savings. So I'm sorry, I have to go a bit faster on that. Now, energy performance contracting, this is not important. It's a European project that we're working on with two UK partners. One is a housing association in Manchester, and the other one is an energy service company, which is pretty innovative, called Font Energy. This is the pilot site, not very important. What's an EPC? We have, the idea is you're paying energy right now. You do investments. Somebody is paying for this investment, and they're getting reimbursed through the energy savings over a certain period of time. In the end, you get energy cost savings for the owner, and everybody's happy. Now, what do we have concretely? We have 3 innovations. We have to design, realize, and operate contract with an energy service company. There is a guarantee on energy performance in the operation phase. That means we're going to control how much energy is actually consumed and not just theoretically. And there is third-party financing. It is optional. It can be, it's one of the major interests, but there can be EPCs without third-party financing. So what is the advantage of that? Is to guarantee efficiency of investment, that you're not just investing money and not getting the actual energy savings, that would also enable to boost the realization of an energy strategy, because design and realization could go faster. And it's also outsourcing debt, because with the same equity that we have, we could do more investments. What you have to be aware of is energy performance contracts is a nice idea, but the real challenge is not so much energy performance contract, is if you want to do low energy retrofits. What we have now, current EPCs, focus on pretty much regulation, operation and maintenance, and heating, ventilation, and AC systems. You get a 5 to maximum 15 years payback, but you're not getting that much energy savings. You're not getting more than 20% maybe 30% energy savings. And that's not going to take us to factor 4 by 2050. Right now, government targets for social housing is around 150 kilowatt hours per square meter. We are here somewhere around 20, 30, 35 years of payback. And if we want to get a factor 4 and low energy refurbishment, you have to be at 80 kilowatt hours, and you're, depending on the case and depending on where you start from, you can be up to 50 or 70 years of payback. And the point is here, we want to use energy performance contracts not just to change the heating plan. We want to use them in order to get to factor 4, which means investing on the building envelope. And this has never been done. And this is the real challenge, in my opinion. So very quickly to finish on the performance guarantee, first hypothesis that we have, tendering is in process right now, and we're going to go through competitive dialogues in the coming month. We will have a target for energy consumptions, at least for heating, ventilation, and auxiliaries. On domestic hot water, it might be included in that target or be a bit different, but basically there will be a target, say, the ESCO commits to have a consumption of 100 kilowatt hours. When this is indexed, of course, on degree days, and we're talking about volume, so kilowatt hours, and not money. And then there will be also comfort guarantees on the level of internal air quality, the temperature for domestic hot water, and so on. On domestic hot water, it might be included in the 100 kilowatt hours, or it might be just energy efficiency to produce water at, say, 60 degrees Celsius, because it's very difficult to manage the water consumption of tenants because they're free to do whatever they want. So the idea basically is overconsumptions are paid by the ESCO. Whatever goes beyond the target, they pay for. Underconsumptions, we still don't know. We think there could be a part of it that is given to the tenant as an incentive to save energy. This is going to be part of the negotiation with the ESCOs. There will be, of course, an incentive for ESCOs to cooperate with tenant in terms of education to energy savings, because they will be saving money for them. And the point that is really crucial in technical terms here is what's called the analysis of the baseline. You have a lot of things about this in the International Protocol for Measurement and Verification of Energy Performance, called IPMVP. You have to define at the beginning, before you do the energy saving measures, you have to define the underlying parameters. What is the behavior of tenants? How many people live there? How long are they in their dwelling every day? Because that has a strong impact on the energy consumptions that they have today, that they may have tomorrow. And if this changes, for example, if you have only retired people living there and they all die, and then in 10 years your tenants aren't just new tenants, young couples with children, then this changes a lot. This could change a lot the energy consumption of the tenants. So you have to be able to identify all this and agree on how you might make the target evolve, because then the ESCO cannot guarantee the same things. So this is basically how far we are with this energy performance contracting. I think one thing that's really interesting is it's the first time we're going to be able to focus on actual energy consumptions. The real problem that we have is that legally rent contract laws, both in France and in the UK and in Italy, do not allow for energy savings to actually pay back for the investment. we're actually going to end up paying and paying for most of it. There was a law that was passed in France just 6 months ago that enables us to recoup 50% of the energy savings for 15 years, which is not very long compared to the payback of the investments. So it's already 50%. It's not inflated, but it's already something. But in the end, we're going to be paying a lot of it, and it's going to be mostly outsourcing debt, which is part of the strategy. But it's not a pure energy performance contracting model that we're going to implement.